Hello, hello, hello. We are back for... Hello, hello, hello. We are back for another video. This time we're in the Circuit of Americas. This weekend in real life, it is the US Grand Prix in Austin, and we're doing it in Season 2 as well. It has been a while since I've played, but you can see 191 points in the Constructors. Nothing really to play for. I guess we're fighting for P5 in the Drivers' Championship with Gasly. It's pretty weird that Gasly and Bottas are ahead of both Russell and Hamilton, yet Mercedes are so far ahead of both teams. So, I mean, that just shows Bottas carried Alfa Romeo and Gasly is carrying us. How many points? Vettel only got 13 points so far this season. That is tragic. He better not be on Alfa Romeo next year. Okay, we didn't manufacture any front wings. Oh, jeez. Okay, they're going to come in before the Grand Prix. I'm not sure if we had them before and we just ruined them all. But I guess we'll bring them in. We'll bring them in before the Grand Prix. We'll have a bunch of front wings. So I'm not actually sure. How much of a difference is that going to make? Okay, that'll make a little bit of a difference. All right, good thing we checked that out. So, tell you what, I'm expecting Q1 to be a breeze. Q2 to be pretty much a breeze. Oh, shit, we've only got 2 soft tyres. All right, we're going to try and do this. You know what? We're going to risk it. We're going to send them out at the very end and hope that they can both do it on one run. Now, the reason why I'm doing it at the end instead of the start is because I get nervous they're going to get held up at the start. Cars come out at the wrong time, we get held up on a lap, and bang, we have to go out anyway. If we can do this in one set of tyres in one run, that'll give us the advantage later on. There's been a crash as well. I don't know who that is. Only Verstappen's got a time on the board. Nothing's come of it. It was the Mercedes, but I think he's alright. See, this is what I mean. Look, traffic. It's a Mercedes, George Russell, going down the inside of a Williams, and they crash. I trust my drivers. I trust my drivers. I think they're going to get this job done in one go. So we're sending out Gasly, we're sending out Magnussen. They've got one shot at it to get into Q2. Both drivers. You know what's going to... If there's a crash now, I'm actually be fuming because there's never a crash in any other quali session. But we look all right. We're around in the last few corners. All we have to beat is really the Williams and the Aston Martins, and we should be safe. I tell you what, George Russell looked like a spot bother. He is all right. Vettel might be going out, or we can knock out Ricciardo if Magnussen gets up, which he does. So Gasly and Magnussen safely through. Work like a charm. What can I say? I'm a genius. Good news here. We're on the pace with Mercedes with at least one of our cars. So Gasly is pretty much right there with George Russell. Magnussen is going to have to go out again. Gasly, I'm not sure if he's going to be all right. It doesn't look like anybody's going out again. All right, we're through. No one else is going out again. They don't have another set of softs. So both drivers through. Gasly, Magnussen being investigated for a penalty. Not sure what that's about, but we got through on one set of tyres. We still got a fresh set actually to use. Russell as well taking a penalty, so is Sainz. We could have Gasly starting on the second row if he puts some good laps in. He's got to stay ahead of the Red Bull. Oh, Perez is probably going to jump ahead of him. That car is much faster. If he can get ahead of Hamilton, he could start on the second row. Intermediates as well. All right, so this might be who gets a lap done first, pretty much. If it's going to start raining at the start and keep getting heavier and heavier. Let's have a look. Let's pause it real quick. So it is dry right now. This is a gamble. I say we go out on the inters. Yeah, go out on the inters. Get the laps done on the intermediates when the track is best, because it's going to keep raining. So we'll send both of them out right at the start. Yeah, there's no way we're going on dries. Alpines are out. Ferrari's out. We can't get our second driver out. Gasly's not going to get out quick enough. Oh, no, he is. Oh, he's already out with the first 2 out. All right, so we're going to get the best of the conditions. Unless it dries up. It's hovering around that 1 second mark. We're going to ignore that. Now, this is interesting. Russell on the softs. Sainz on the softs. Verstappen on the softs. And Alonso. Everybody else on the intermediates. I think they've made a mistake. Because we've gone out early on the intermediates. It looks like it's intermediate weather. If we've nailed this, we're going to get the best conditions. Also, we've saved 2 sets of softs for the race. Yes, our drivers are right behind each other. Probably not ideal. I wish one of them would have slowed down. And we could have a bit of a gap. But they've got the best conditions. Now we just got to hope that it rains really, really heavy. Not sure it's going to. We're going to get our lap times in. So 1:39.1 from Pierre Gasly is the time to beat. You can see the soft runners not getting it. And the track's getting damper. I thought it was going to be a 1-2 for a second. But Leclerc gets his time in. We could have a P2 and a P3 if the track stays like this. If it stays this damp, no one can beat our times. I think we've nailed it. I think we nailed it. We might have a front row start and a second row start, and we might have P2 and P3, and we could push on in the race. Verstappen down in P7 currently. He's going to try and go out again. We might as well go out again, but we're going to be a lot slower. Surely we're going to be a lot slower. All right, everybody going out again. We're going to send both our drivers out, because why not? Might as well, just to see if maybe it dries up right towards the end and we get another lap in. And it is drying up a little bit. So it is down to 2.0. I'm not sure it's dried up enough, though. Magnussen's going to get the best of these conditions. Gasly going round. Magnussen following. Verstappen can only get P4. Okay, we've absolutely nailed it. It's a guaranteed P2 and P3. Neither driver improving. So we're not going to improve on our times. But this is beautiful. What a strategy call that was to go out on the Inters first. Red Bull made a blunder, but they've still got P4 and P5, so it's not too bad for them. But P2 and P3, I wish Leclerc went out on the blimmin' softs at the start, and we could have had a front row start for both our drivers. But we'll take that. Sainz and Russell, 8th and 9th, also taking penalties. Hamilton down in 7th. Maybe this could be the beginning of a comeback of Mercedes. I don't want to get ahead of myself. We're so many points behind. We'd need a 1-2 and Mercedes to score no points. And then maybe we might be able to start talking about it. We still won't be close enough, though. But what a qualifying session that is. P2 and P3 in the grid. What sort of strategies are we going to go with? So we do have an extra set of softs. We do have a fresh set of softs, which is going to could come into our advantage, should we say. Softs, mediums, hards is a potential strategy. I think mediums, hards is the best way to go, to be honest. So I think we do mediums, hards for both cars. Or mediums, hards, mediums for Magnussen. Switch it up a little bit. Maybe we could push those to the softs later on. I don't know. Alright, we'll go medium, hard for Gasly. Medium, hards, mediums for Kevin Magnussen. If we can get a good start, maybe we could jump Leclerc off the start and potentially take the race lead right at the beginning of the Grand Prix. But we'll see what happens. This could be a very good Grand Prix for us. We won out in Singapore with Pierre Gasly. We got very close to winning in Zandvoort. We were about 20 meters away from the line and we ran out of fuel. My mistake. Could we be in for another race-winning weekend? And look at that start from Gasly. Oh, it looks better. I thought he got away better than the Ferrari, but he didn't. He's going to have to settle for P2 going into turn 1. Hopefully, neither of my drivers make a mistake. They do not. So P2 and P3, you've got Verstappen behind in P4. But a good start for both drivers holding position. That is exactly what we need. I think Charles Leclerc might run away with this. And we'll end up just holding up the Red Bulls as Perez and Verstappen are going side by side. But what a start that is. Holding on to P2 and P3. I say what a start. It's a standard start. P2 and P3. And we'll see what we can do from our race from here as the Red Bulls are really fighting. Yellow flag. Multiple cars crashed. Okay, Magnussen and Gasly are right. It's involved Carlos Sainz and Sebastian Vettel by the looks of it. We've got a safety car. A VSC. Okay. Yeah, it's too early to even think about a pit stop. Alright, we're going to go light in the tyres. Now, reason why I don't want to go too light, conserve, is because in Singapore, we went conserve and somehow lost like 2 seconds to Verstappen, who was out in front. Watch this gap. It's 1.7. It should stay like that because there's a VSC. Look at it. It's going... How are we losing time to Ferrari under the VSC? I don't get it. I don't get it. But we are. So we've lost a 10th and a half already. Now we've had to put it back up just so we don't lose any more time. Look at it. Look at it. We're losing time. We're still under the VSC and we've lost half a second. Magnussen has somehow lost... Yeah, because we're going light in the tyres. This is ridiculous. And now we've got a mountain to climb. And I think Magnussen is going to get eaten alive by the Red Bulls. He already has. As he goes back down the inside. Go on, K-Mag. What a move that is. Back on Perez. That's what we need to see. Gasly could kind of create a gap. But I'm sure it won't be long until the Red Bulls close in. Gasly closing back in on Leclerc. I'll tell you what, with the ERS, he's closed back into DRS range. He's done a fantastic job there. Now you can kind of just sit there and see if you can hold it out. On the other hand, Magnussen doing his utmost to frustrate the Red Bulls, and he's doing a very good job at it. First pit is Perez is into the pits. Ocon into the pits. So the soft runners are into the pits. Gasly is fighting for a race win. Magnussen, potential podium, but I think the Red Bulls are too fast. They are too fast. Hamilton up in the P5, Russell in P7. So Mercedes, they're clawing it back. Hamilton's in our race now. I just don't think Magnussen has the pace. He certainly doesn't have the ERS. And Hamilton is going to breeze past him very soon. Gasly, on the other hand, is literally sitting behind that Ferrari. I say sitting behind. He's taking a race lead, but he's lost it again. We want him to go light on the tyres. We're trying to save him as much as possible. Magnussen dropping down behind Hamilton. He really is struggling for pace. Verstappen in. Verstappen's in. Okay, Hamilton in and Verstappen in. I guess we come in as well this lap. It says the optimal pit stop time. We're going to come in as well. So, pit onto another set of mediums for Pierre Gasly. We're going to push this lap. We're going to try and overtake Charles Leclerc down the next straight. Should be pretty straightforward. Down the inside we go. Okay, we got the move done. Using ERS, using all our fuel, using attack mode. If Leclerc comes in as well, we have timed that to perfection. So we're going to ride on board with Gasly as he comes into the pits. Actually, we're going to watch from this view. Magnussen is going to keep going around. He's got a 10-second gap to the leaders. Both cars come in, so that overtake was important. But now it is all down to the pit stop. Leclerc is going to peel off up here. We're going down to the very end of the pit lane. This is very, very important for our race. Come on, get out ahead of Charles Leclerc. I guess it's not the end of the world if we get out behind. We'll just sit behind him again. And if we get out in front, we'll probably just get overtaken. He'll sit behind him again, but I think... Did Leclerc get out ahead of us? Yeah, he did. Okay, so the overtake meant nothing, but we are behind the Ferrari. Have we stayed ahead of Max Verstappen? Oh, Perez. Perez has got past us. It's not Verstappen, it's Perez. That's a little bit frustrating. So Perez out in front. We might be able to get the overtake done pretty quickly and sit behind Leclerc. I think that's got to be the goal. So down this next straight, get through the S's. Get over this left-hander. Okay, now we're going to go for the move. Perez does not have DRS down this straight. We're going to go for it as they take that corner really, really slow. If we can use this DRS, get past Perez, and then catch up to Charles Leclerc, we are still in for a race win. So, come on, close that gap, close that gap. 1.3, 1.3. This next sector is very, very important. It looks like Charles Leclerc might be pushing as well. We've run out of VRS. I'll tell you what, Leclerc's done a very good job. He's got out of it. I think the sad part is Leclerc's running away with it. He's got a massive gap. Perez doesn't seem to have much pace. I think P2 is on the cards for Gasly. Magnussen, on the other hand, could be dropping out the points very, very soon. Yes, he's on a different strategy. He's on the hards, but he is struggling for pace. If we have a look at Magnussen, he's going to get overtaken by Verstappen. Potentially Valtteri Bottas as well. Verstappen should have made that move pretty easily, but he can't make it just yet. He's going to make it down the next straight. We're going to watch it happen. Verstappen getting ready to size up a move on Kevin Magnussen. He's going to breeze down the inside. Now, can we hold on to the back of Verstappen? Can we hold on to the back of him? Use his DRS to tow us along. Gasly and Perez still battling, so the effort to do teamwork with him did not work. We're going to go light in the tyres to save him a little bit if we are just battling with Perez. And Hamilton might even be able to join in on that fight. He's going to struggle on those hards towards the end of the Grand Prix. And we're saving our mediums a lot better than him. He's going to have to pit soon. Safety car. Oh, my days. Okay, everybody's coming to the pits. We're going to have to come into the pits for the hard tyres. Magnussen's going to have to come into the pits for the hard tyres. Please tell me he's got another set of hard tyres. Okay, thank God. All right, so everybody is going to go onto the hard tyres now. So into the pits is going to be Kevin Magnussen. I don't know where he is on the track. Has he just passed him? No, he's about to come into the pits right now. Gasly, on the other hand, just passed the pits. We're going to bring him in onto the hard tyres. He did stay ahead of Sergio Perez, which is very important. But hold on a second.
Safety.
Yeah, we've already called him in. We've already called him in. Is the safety car going to get out ahead? No. Okay, so he should be good, right? He should be able to go around. We might get jumped by a few cars. I'm a bit worried. We're going to go full attack mode. Who is it? Zhou. Let's have a look. So Guan Yu Zhou is the one that got in the crash. Okay, so there's 4 cars right here. That's never good. 2 McLarens, 2 AlphaTauris. Yeah, the corner's there, mate. You missed it. You missed it. But went straight into the wall. So that's Guan Yu Zhou out, bringing out the safety car. Now, you might be wondering, why am I going full attack? I'm using full fuel. It's because under the safety car and the VSC, they don't actually do it right. Magnussen didn't get the call in time. Magnussen ended up staying out. So we're going to have to hope that everybody else is going to be slowed down. We might be all right. We might just be all right with Gazzy. Magnussen, I'm not sure. So Gazzy into the pits now. Magnussen into the pits now. We get out ahead of Perez. Magnussen comes out just... Oh, he actually gains a place, I think. Comes out in P7. I don't know how that's happened. We're going to make sure we conserve everything now. So, conserve everything. Save some fuel. This is going to be an interesting race at the end of the Grand Prix. Everybody on the hards, I'm assuming? Yes. Everybody on the hards, we are back in contention for a race win. It looked like Leclerc ran away with it. Not anymore. Well, I don't know. They need to change on this game to let cars unlap themselves and catch up to the safety car, because it could change everything. But that's Latifi going to be blocking us. Hopefully he gets out of the way before the first corner and then blocks Perez, Hamilton and Russell and gives us a bit of a gap. But I'll tell you what, has he? No, he hasn't. So there's just a big gap between us and Leclerc. So now it's important that we actually stay in DRS the next couple laps. Magnussen, on the other hand, he's had a good launch. He's behind Verstappen in P7. That's probably where he's going to finish, honestly, looking at it right now. He got a bit shafted with the strategy. He's got a bit of a gap from Ocon. But the strategy definitely did not help him, as he was on the hard tyres and was going to go on the mediums towards the end. But it helped Pierre Gasly, as he's now within range of Charles Leclerc. All you have to do, mate, stay within distance of Leclerc. Once DRS comes out, then you can settle down and just sit behind as a gap is forming between Perez and Hamilton, as Magnussen gets past Max Verstappen. Come on, K-Mag. Keep making those moves. Come on. We're going to go for a move with Magnussen. We have to go for a move with Magnussen. There's cars piling up. Verstappen's all over the back of us. Ocon is catching up. If we can go down for a move down this next straight, this will be big for his race. So Perez has kind of locked out third position to Mercedes. They're not looking that quick. And we are down this straight as we've got overtake on DRS around the outside. Can we go for a move on both Mercedes down the inside? Kevin Magnussen, welcome to the show. He's going to go round the outside in Haas's home Grand Prix in America. He's got the double overtake up into P4. All right, keep pushing. Use this ERS to try and catch up to Perez. This is a very important lap. Gasly doing a good job hanging onto his tyres and hanging on to the back of Charles Leclerc. Russell wants to go straight back on Magnussen. Not going to happen just yet. Magnussen is trying to pull away this lap. This is the lap where he tries to pull away. If he can get out of that DRS zone, he could almost guarantee himself a top 4 position. Sector 1, yellow flag. None of my drivers, I don't think. Russell might have lost DRS. I think he might have. Hamilton might even have a go at George Russell now, which is just what we need. George Russell... Did he get DRS? I don't think he did. Hamilton is closing in. And look at this from Kevin Magnussen. Keep that charge up. We could be on for a double podium. Gasly doing a fantastic job preserving his tyres and sitting behind Charles Leclerc. Safety car again. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. We didn't need this. It was looking so good. I'll tell you what, though. It does kind of... it's Sebastian Vettel. It does kind of help Magnussen because he was churning through his tyres. At least we know we'll get to the end. It's just Vettel just running off. He's had a stinky season. He should retire at the end of the season, or at least get kicked out of Alfa Romeo. He's had an absolute stinker compared to Bottas. I guess we're going to keep on the hards. Or do we put on the softs? Do we have enough room? I don't think there's enough room. I don't think that's worth it. There's too many cars in the way. Leclerc's on 75%, Gaz on 71, Perez on 73, Magnussen on 63. He's churned through his tyres quite a bit. The only frustrating part was, it was between Gasly and Leclerc for the race win, Perez and Magnussen for P3, and now our safety cars came out, it's bunched the whole field back up. So that could be a bit of a problem, but we're in a much better position than we were in last time. Magnussen was in P7, now he's in P4 in this safety car restart. Maybe we get that overtake on Sergio Perez right at the start. Maybe we get that overtake on the Ferrari right at the start as well. Let's see what they can do as we get ready to do a restart once again here in COTA. So, around the final corner we go. Leclerc leads us away with Gasly behind. Magnussen already looking for a move down the inside of the Red Bull. Go on, K-Mag. Can he get the move done? He doesn't look like he's going to be able to. He's going to have to sit behind that Red Bull for a little while longer as Gasly smartly just sits behind the Ferrari as well. The two Mercedes in the background trying to feed off scraps. That's the last thing we need. Perez already losing sight of the two out front. Magnussen right on Sergio Perez's tail. On the other hand, he's already looking for a move. I'll tell you what, we'll go light on the tyres because I don't feel any threat from behind for Pierre Gasly. Magnussen, on the other hand, we're going to see if he can get the move on Sergio Perez down this next straight, close on in, and potentially we could be in for a 1-2. I'm not sure about that line into the final corner, but we're going to get the overtake done down the inside. Kevin Magnussen up into the podiums, both drivers into the podiums. Now you've got to push and hold on to the back of Gasly and Leclerc. It shouldn't be too hard to catch up. He should be all right. It's just later on in the Grand Prix, we've got to hope that his tyres hold up and maybe we can get a gap from Perez. But the two out front, they're actually pretty fast. Magnussen is struggling to close that gap down. It's down to 1.1. Obviously, no DRS yet, so we have to actually push still with Pierre Gasly just to make sure he stays with the Ferrari. Magnussen having a push to try and stay with a pair of them. Gasly struggling a bit to catch up to Charles Leclerc. Perez struggling to stay with Magnussen. We're both on the podium right now. We look like probably the quickest car out here as of right now. Magnussen hovering around that 1 second mark, but next lap is when DRS gets activated. We need to get within that 1 second. If we can get within that 1 second with both drivers, we could be in for a 1-2. We could be in for a double podium. We could be in for a race win, which is the most important part. So now we can kind of sit lightly with Gasly. It's Magnussen who can't quite catch up. He's not going to be within that. He's not going to be within it. He's not going to get that DRS. He needed that lap, or has he got it right now? Gasly's lost out. Oh my goodness me. We haven't been focusing enough. Magnussen profits. Gasly does not. I think he might have just held it on. Actually, he did just hold it on that one lap. So we've got to be careful. But both drivers, now they're just about... I'll tell you what. He's absolutely pushing out front. Charles Leclerc. I don't know if Magnussen's going to be able to hold on to the back. Russell up in a P4. Verstappen finds his way up in a P6. So the safety cars helped him out. I don't think Magnussen's got the pace. I really do not. I think he's going to have to kind of sit back and patiently get through the rest of this race because his tyres aren't holding up and he's going to feel the pressure from behind. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. It's Valtteri Bottas dropping down the order. Magnussen, he's struggling on his tyres. He is struggling on his tyres. It was actually Yuki Tsunoda. We're gonna be sure. I don't think a double podium's coming. We're gonna have to try and push just a little bit to stay out of DRS. I'll tell you what could happen though. A race win could definitely happen. You know what we should have done? We should have brought Magnussen in on the second safety car. That's what we should have done. He's not gonna get. We knew he wasn't gonna get to the end on these tires. We should have brought him in and told him to put on a set of mediums. He's gonna really struggle to get to this end of this Grand Prix. I'm not sure if anybody else is going to have the same problems. Sainz might, but he's all the way down in 14th. I don't know what's happened to him. We're going to go light on the tyres. Maybe Perez could just kind of pull us along just for a little bit, just to save us. But he's not. He's going to... I think we might drop down to P7. I think 7th is where we're going to finish with Magnussen. Perez already pulling that gap. I think he's pulled out enough just to stay out of DRS this time around. Yeah, he has. Magnussen, he's going to drop right down the order. We should have pit him. We should have been more aware. Magnussen, he's already dropped down. He's dropped down into P6. I've given up. I know it's over for him. Down into P7. That's Magnussen. Pretty much his race is going to be over. So the focus is fully on Gasly. We've got 6 laps to go. I'll tell you what. You can do this, Pierre. You can do this. We'll hold on to the tyres well. We've only got 4% worse tyres than Leclerc. We can definitely win this Grand Prix. 4 laps to go. Magnussen is actually losing ground to Valtteri Bottas. Bottas might even catch him at this rate, but he is holding fastest lap. I think he's going to keep that. But his tyres are going. Bottas, he has good tyres, so Bottas is probably going to overtake him as well. I don't think Magnussen can hold this one out. We're going to try and deploy some ERS just to stay out a little bit longer. But Gazzy is doing a fantastic job at just sitting behind this Ferrari, using the DRS at every straight to tow back in. And he's doing a really good job. Magnussen, he's got that 2-second gap just by using that DRS. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. I think he's going to be dropping out. We might just be able to defend because the Alpines are attacking Bottas. We've got to decide at what time do we want to push. Do we want to do it the lap before? Or do we want to do it on the final lap? I think we do it the lap before and then we push like crazy in that final sector. So we're going to do it this lap, push like crazy to try and get out of that DRS range before the final lap. Magnussen, he's got Bottas all over him. All right, you got to go for it now, mate. You got to push to try and stay ahead. Gazzy, though, full focus on him. Let's see what he's got. So we're going to go full attack mode. We're going to chuck on overtake at the very right moment. Get past Charles Leclerc. Deploy all the ERS. And we'll see if we can hold him off on the final lap. So, Leclerc, down this straight. We've been sitting behind him all Grand Prix. Our tyres are pretty much the same as Leclerc. Can we go for the overtake? Down the inside we go. We've got the move done. Now we push. Now we push this lap. Get out of that DRS. Magnussen holds on to survive another day from Valtteri Bottas, who's dropped quite far behind. A crash in Sector 2. I don't know what's happened. It's a safety car. Yes! Oh, my goodness me. Oh, my goodness me. Could you imagine if we waited till the final lap to try and make that overtake? We got the overtake done at the perfect time. There's a safety car in the final lap of the Grand Prix. Or just before the final lap of the Grand Prix. It's going to finish under the safety car, surely. I've never seen it finish behind the safety car, but it's out. So, that's the end of the Grand Prix. Good job, Gazzy got that overtake right there. Let's see what's actually happened. This is a weird scenario. You rarely see it finish under the Grand Prix. You saw it in real life in Monza. I didn't think I'd see it in the game. The Williams has gone straight into the back of the Aston Martin and handed us the race win by the looks of it. I'm just being careful. I'm making sure it's in. Last lap. Safety car is definitely out.
This will be the last lap.
Yep, it is out. Sainz has, for some reason, come into the pits. Magnussen is going to hold on to P7. This has worked perfectly. We've won the Grand Prix and we're going to win it behind the safety car. Of all places, we're going to win it behind the safety car. Oh, this will be... The fans at COTA will be absolutely fuming right now because they're missing out on the last lap battle between Leclerc and Gazzy. Could you imagine if we waited till the final lap? We would have been devastated. Good thing we did it then, because 5 seconds after we made the move, the safety car comes out, and we're going to finish the race under the safety car. This is absolutely incredible scenes. Look at that. All the cars coming around. I'm going to be careful. I'm going to make sure. I'm pretty sure it's done, right? It's done. We're gonna tell them to push, just to be sure. In case they've, for some reason, added in another lap. I don't know what they'll be doing. But we'll tell them to push anyway. I don't know. Maybe Leclerc tries to get me to the line, but I don't think he can. There's a safety car line for a reason. So we're going to watch as Gazzy comes around the final few corners. The safety car is coming in, but we're going to finish the race behind the safety car. We go through the safety car. I don't know what's going on. We've got green flags. I think we've won it. I think we've won it right here. Yep, we've won the race. We've won the race. We've won it behind the safety car. Pierre Gasly wins for the second time this season. The second time in this car. Magnussen, P7, managed to hold off Bottas. I think if there's another lap, we might have lost 1 or 2 positions there. So a bit lucky with that. I do think we would have pulled away from Leclerc in that final lap. It did look like we had the pace. We had the ERS. We had the fuel. We were going to push like crazy. But regardless, we're just waiting on Nicholas Latifi to finish the Grand Prix. Of course we are. So, what a Grand Prix that is, though. We've won in COTA. We've won again. We're on absolute fire. If we can carry this momentum on to next year, we can be fighting for the Constructors' Championship. Maybe even the Drivers with Pierre Gasly. Look at this, 164 points this season. Magnussen only 59. But what a year it's been for Gasly. I'll tell you what, have we closed? I'll tell you what, it's not over yet. It is not over yet. 50, just under 50 points behind Mercedes. Is there a late charge? There is 3 more races. there is a potential late charge. We got 5 podiums. If we get one more podium this season, I think we complete that goal of 6 podiums in a season. And that was the long-term objective. So we need one more podium this season. Could we potentially make a late charge to Mercedes? That is there. So it is still all to play for. And Gasly, can he hold on to that P5 in the championship ahead of both Mercedes drivers? So there is still stuff to play for as we head into Mexico. But a good thing we checked out that front wing. But what a race we get! We've won another Grand Prix. I don't believe it. Let's check the inbox. Congratulations. I'm sure everybody loved it. I don't care we finished behind the safety car. We won the Grand Prix. New ATR period starts, so we're going to get some research going next episode. Let's actually have a look at the Constructors' Championship. 13 points is the difference between Red Bull and Ferrari. And in the drivers, it looks like Verstappen might be taking home another Drivers' World Championship, although Charles Leclerc, he's closed that gap down quite a bit. If he wins the next couple races, he could take this to the final Grand Prix and make it really, really interesting. But if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.